At a family tea party, I saw my daughter's head shaved. My sister mocked. She called it a prank. I struck her and left. Behind me, mother cursed. Bastard child. But the next morning, she returned pleading. Please spare your sister's life. You will not believe the hell I just went through with my own family. Can you even imagine the kind of person who would physically hold down an 8-year-old child, their own niece, and shave off all her beautiful, long hair just to be cruel? Because I just found out my sister is that person, and it changed everything. My name's Juliet, I'm 35, and Lily, my 8-year-old daughter, is my whole world. We're a team. After my divorce from Kevin 5 years ago, it's been me and her, building a stable, loving home. Lily's a sensitive, artistic soul. She loves ballet, drawing, and she had the most gorgeous blonde hair. It cascaded down her back like sunshine, a trademark she'd been growing since she was 4. She'd twirl it when she was thinking, flip it when she was proud. That hair was a huge part of her confidence. My younger sister, Samantha, 32, has always had this twisted dynamic with me, a mix of admiration and deep resentment. But what she called pranks, I called cruelty. At 16, she cut my prom dress. At 20, she fed lies to my college boyfriend, ruining us. Even at my wedding, she accidentally spilled red wine on my dress during photos, barely hiding her smirk. Each time, my mother, Margaret, would dismiss it. You're overreacting, Juliet. Samantha's just playing. You know she loves you. My father, Thomas, always stayed silent. This toxic dynamic has been going on for 30 years. Honestly, since Lily was born, I'd been increasingly reluctant to bring her to these family gatherings. But I always relented, wanting her to know her grandparents, her aunt, her cousins. The night before this gathering, I spent an hour braiding Lily's hair into an intricate pattern she'd found in a magazine. She was so excited, chattering about showing off her new braids and friendship bracelets. Do you think Aunt Samantha will like my hair too? She asked, so innocent. My stomach clenched. Last Thanksgiving, Samantha, accidentally, stained Lily's favorite holiday dress. At Christmas, she gave Zach and Abby expensive gaming systems, while Lily got a coloring book, watching my reaction with thinly veiled satisfaction. I'm sure everyone will think you look beautiful, I told Lily, dodging the truth. Just remember, if anyone says or does something that makes you uncomfortable, you come find me right away, okay? Okay, Mommy, she nodded, her eyes bright with anticipation. Seeing her excitement, I pushed my concerns aside. Surely Samantha wouldn't target an 8-year-old child directly. I told myself I wouldn't let any of Samantha's snide comments ruin our day this time. Oh, how terribly wrong I was. The drive to my mother's house was 45 minutes of Lily singing along to her favorite songs. My parents lived in the same spacious colonial where Samantha and I grew up. Grandpa, Lily squealed, spotting my father, Thomas, tending the grill. He adored Lily. There's my butterfly, he called, scooping her into a bear hug. Look at your beautiful hair. Did your mom do that for you? Lily proudly announced it took an hour. Well worth it, princess, he said. My Aunt Patricia, my mother's sister, and often the voice of reason, appeared. She gave me a knowing look. Juliet, you look wonderful, and Lily, those braids are magnificent. Lily dug in her backpack and produced a beaded bracelet for Patricia. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. I'll wear it right now, Patricia said, slipping it on. Lily quickly found Zach and Abby, her cousins, playing with water guns. Can I go play with them, Mom? She bounced. Sure, honey. Just be careful of your nice clothes, I called as she raced off. Patricia linked her arm through mine. Come on, let's get you a drink. You look like you could use one. Inside, my mother, Margaret, was arranging appetizers. Her smile didn't quite reach her eyes when she saw me. Juliet, there you are. I was beginning to think you weren't coming. We said noon, Mom. It's 12:15. I replied. Well, it's nice you could make it. Samantha texted they're running a bit late. She started her usual litany of Zach and Abby's achievements, never asking about Lily's. The next hour passed pleasantly enough. I chatted with relatives. Around 1:30, the front door burst open. Hello, everyone. The party can start now. Samantha entered like a spotlight should be following her. She spotted me. Juliet. She air-kissed near my cheek. Love the dress. Is it new? Her husband, Derek, a quiet accountant, followed behind. Good to see you, Samantha. Hi, Derek. He gave me an awkward smile. Juliet, good to see you. Where can I put this cake? My mother interrupted, taking the expensive French cake from him with reverence. Samantha insisted, Isn't that thoughtful? I forced a smile as Mom led Samantha away, already deep in conversation about Samantha's landscaping. Derek excused himself to get a beer. Same old, Patricia muttered under her breath, and I finally truly smiled. The children burst through the back door, Lily in the lead, face flushed with excitement. Mom, Zach says they have a new game upstairs. Can I go? Before I could answer, Samantha appeared behind her, hands on Zach's shoulders possessively. Oh yes, Zach's been dying to show everyone his new video game system. All the kids are going up to play. Her eyes fell to Lily's hair, and something flickered across her face. My, what elaborate braids. Someone's trying very hard to be the center of attention. Lily helped design them, I said evenly. She's been looking forward to showing everyone. I'm sure she has, Samantha replied with a tight smile. Well, go on up, kids. Abby can show you the way, Lily. Is it okay, Mom? Lily asked again. Part of me screamed no. But with other relatives watching, I didn't want to seem paranoid. And I did want Lily to bond with her cousins. Sure, honey, have fun. I watched her skip away, Samantha's gaze following her with an expression I couldn't quite read. For the next half hour, I relaxed slightly. Thomas was telling a fishing story when I noticed Samantha slipping away, heading toward the stairs. A small knot of unease formed, but I told myself she was just checking on the kids. I should have listened to my instincts. As the afternoon progressed, something fell off. The house was too quiet for 8 children upstairs. Normally, you'd hear laughter, arguments, but there was almost nothing beyond the muffled video game. I was helping Patricia with dessert when she mentioned something that made my stomach clench. Did Samantha show you what she bought yesterday? Electric hair clippers, of all things. Said she was going to give Derek a haircut at home to save money. Patricia shook her head. Strange, considering she spent $200 on that cake. Never known Samantha to be frugal. My hand stilled on the plates. Hair clippers. Brand new ones. I saw them in her purse. Patricia gave me a curious look. You okay, Juliet? You've gone pale. I'm fine, I said automatically, my mind racing. Just realized Lily's been upstairs a while. I should check on her. As I moved toward the stairs, my cousin Rachel stopped me. Have you heard about Samantha's job situation? She whispered. What situation? Rachel looked surprised. Oh, I thought you knew. She was let go from the marketing firm last month. Something about misusing company funds. Your mom's been telling everyone not to mention it. This was news to me. Samantha had been bragging about a promotion just weeks ago. If she'd been fired, especially for embezzlement, it would explain her tension and Derek's discomfort. My phone buzzed with texts, but I ignored them, suddenly desperate to find Lily. Passing the living room, I overheard my mother in hushed tones to Uncle Bill. Samantha's just going through a rough patch. That company didn't appreciate her talents anyway. Uncle Bill looked skeptical. Margaret, embezzlement allegations aren't just a rough patch. It's all a misunderstanding, Mom insisted, then saw me. Juliet, did you need something? Just checking on Lily, I said, feigning ignorance. The children are fine. They're playing games, she dismissed. We're about to serve dinner. Can you help bring out the side dishes? In a minute. I haven't seen Lily for over an hour. I continued toward the stairs, noticing Derek standing alone by the window nursing a beer. He avoided my eyes as I passed, which only increased my unease. Upstairs, the hallway was strangely quiet, except for a video game from Zach's room. I peeked in. Several kids were there, but no Lily. Have you seen Lily? My 10-year-old nephew barely looked up. I don't know. Maybe with Abby. His evasiveness sent alarm bells ringing. I checked the guest bedroom, my old bedroom. Empty. Then I heard it. Faint sobbing from behind the closed bathroom door. Lily, I called, knocking gently. Are you in there, honey? The sobbing abruptly stopped, followed by a sniffle. Go away, came Lily's small, broken voice. Sweetheart, it's Mom. Let me in, please. No. Her voice was panicked. I don't want you to see. My heart pounded. Lily, open the door right now. or I'll have Grandpa get the key. What seems to be the problem? Samantha's voice came from behind me, making me jump. She was leaning against the wall, phone in hand, looking oddly pleased. Lily's upset about something, I said tersely. What happened? Oh, kids and their dramatics, Samantha waved dismissively. She's fine. At that moment, Abby emerged from Zach's room, looking guilty. Aunt Juliet, she began, but Samantha cut her off sharply. Abby, go downstairs and tell Grandma we'll be down shortly. Something was terribly wrong. I turned back to the door. Lily, I'm coming in right now. My voice left no room for argument. After a moment, I heard the click of the lock. I pushed the door open and froze in absolute horror. My beautiful daughter stood trembling in the middle of the bathroom floor, her head completely shaved. Patches of uneven stubble remained where the clippers had missed spots. Chunks of her long blonde hair lay scattered across the tile like fallen battle flags. Her red, swollen eyes met mine with such shame and devastation that I felt physically ill. Mommy, she whispered, then burst into fresh tears. I rushed to her, dropping to my knees to hold her shaking body. Oh my God, Lily, what happened? Who did this to you? Behind me, Samantha let out a laugh. Don't be so dramatic, Juliet. It's just hair. It'll grow back. I turned slowly, still holding Lily, to see my sister holding up her phone. She was recording us. You did this. My voice didn't sound like my own. She needed to learn not to be so vain, Samantha said matter-of-factly. Everyone's always fawning over her precious hair. Zach and Abby held her still while I gave her a little makeover. Look, I got the whole thing on video. She turned her phone screen toward me, showing Lily struggling, Zach and Abby pinning her arms. Lily was crying, begging them to stop as Samantha ran electric clippers over her head, laughing. Say goodbye to your princess hair. By now, other adults had gathered in the hallway, drawn by the commotion. My father pushed through, stopping short. Good Lord, he breathed, taking in the scene. What have you done, Samantha? It's just a joke, Dad. Samantha rolled her eyes. Everyone's so sensitive these days. Some relatives stared in shock. Others, to my disgust, were struggling to hide smiles, as if this was just a silly prank rather than an assault on a child. My mother appeared, annoyed. What is going on up here? Dinner is getting cold. Look what your daughter did to Lily, I said, my voice shaking as I turned my sobbing daughter toward her. For a moment, my mother looked genuinely shocked. Then her expression hardened. Well, it's certainly not stylish, but it will grow back. Lily stopped crying. It's not stylish, I echoed in disbelief. Mom. They held her down and shaved her head against her will. She's traumatized. I've already posted the video to the family group chat, Samantha announced proudly. It's hilarious. She screamed like we were killing her. Lily buried her face against me, trying to hide under the towel I'd wrapped around her shoulders. You filmed it? My father asked incredulously. Of course. The look on her face was priceless. Samantha smirked, then addressed Lily directly. Maybe now people will notice something about you besides your hair. That's when I saw it clearly for the first time. The pure jealousy in my sister's eyes. The same look she'd given me throughout our childhood. But this time, she had targeted an innocent child. My child. Zach and Abby helped hold her down? I asked, my voice dangerously quiet. They were just playing along, Samantha shrugged. Right, kids. From the doorway, Zach and Abby looked uncertain, finally sensing they'd crossed a line. Abby had tears in her eyes. Lily kept screaming to stop, Abby whispered. I told Mom maybe we should stop, but she said Lily needed to toughen up. The bathroom suddenly felt too small, too hot. Lily continued to sob against me, her hot tears soaking my dress. 5 years of building her confidence, her sense of self, shattered in minutes by the people who were supposed to love her. Something dark and furious unfurled inside me. This wasn't just about hair. This was about power, cruelty, and the years of enabling that had allowed Samantha to believe she could harm a child and face no consequences. I stood slowly, keeping Lily close. The crowd in the hallway parted as I carried my daughter toward the stairs, my mind already made up. Where do you think you're going? Samantha called after me, still holding her phone up. Don't be such a killjoy. We're about to have dinner. I ignored her, focused only on getting Lily somewhere safe. My daughter clung to me, trembling. Juliet, you're overreacting, my mother said, following us down the stairs. Samantha didn't mean any harm. It was just a silly prank. I stopped at the bottom and turned to face her, keeping my voice level despite the rage building. A prank is a whoopee cushion or a fake spider, Mom. This was assault. They physically restrained my daughter and cut off her hair while she begged them to stop. The gathering had come to a standstill. Aunt Patricia appeared at my side, gasping when she saw Lily's head. "Oh my God," she whispered, placing a gentle hand on Lily's back. "You poor, sweet child." Samantha sauntered down, still recording. The video already has 20 likes in the family chat. Everyone thinks it's hilarious. Something snapped. I handed Lily to Patricia and advanced on my sister. "Give me the phone, Samantha. Now." "No way." She laughed, holding it above her head. "This is gold. Maybe it'll go viral. Spoiled princess gets a reality check." I lunged, but Samantha danced backward, laughing louder. "What's wrong, Juliet? Can't take a joke? Your precious little princess will survive. Unlike some of us who had to grow up in your shadow, never being good enough. This has nothing to do with our childhood issues." I hissed. "This is about you assaulting my daughter." "Assault?" Samantha scoffed. "Don't be melodramatic. It's a haircut that she didn't want our consent to. You held her down while she screamed and begged you to stop." Samantha's eyes narrowed. "Maybe you should teach her to be less attached to her appearance. The way everyone fawns over her hair is ridiculous. She needs to learn the world doesn't revolve around her." My mother stepped between us. "That's enough, both of you. You're ruining the gathering. Juliet, take Lily to the powder room and help her clean up. Samantha, put the phone away. We're going to sit down and have a nice family dinner like civilized people." I stared at my mother in disbelief. "You think we're staying for dinner after this? Don't be ridiculous." Mom snapped. "Of course you're staying. I've been cooking all day." Behind her, Samantha was showing the video to some cousins who were struggling to hide their smirks. The sight of them laughing at my daughter's trauma was the final straw. "Take her outside," I told Aunt Patricia, nodding toward Lily. "I'll get our things." As Patricia guided my still sobbing daughter toward the front door, I turned back to Samantha. She was still gloating, showing the video to Uncle Bill. "See how she screams here? Total drama queen," Samantha was saying. I crossed the room in 3 quick strides and did something I'd never done in my 35 years. I slapped my sister hard across the face, knocking the phone from her hand. The room went deadly silent. Samantha's hand flew to her cheek, her eyes wide with shock. For a brief, satisfying moment, she looked genuinely afraid. "You crazy bitch," she gasped. "If you ever come near my daughter again," I said, my voice low and steady, "if you ever post or share that video, I will press charges for assault on a minor. I will get a restraining order, and I will make sure everyone knows exactly what kind of person you are." I picked up her phone and deleted the video before tossing it back. "You can't delete it," she said smugly. "I already saved it to the cloud. Then enjoy explaining to the police how you uploaded evidence of yourself assaulting a child," I replied coldly. My mother rushed to Samantha's side, examining her cheek as if she'd been gravely injured. "How dare you hit your sister in my house after everything we've done for you and that child? What exactly have you done for Lily, Mom? Besides ignore her, belittle her, and now defend someone who assaulted her. Don't be so self-righteous." Mom snapped. "This is why no one wanted you to bring that bastard child into this family in the first place. She's been nothing but a source of drama since the day you announced your pregnancy." The room fell silent again, this time with the uncomfortable tension of a long-held family secret accidentally revealed. My father stepped forward, his face ashen. "Margaret, that's enough," he said quietly. But the damage was done. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. "What did you just say about my daughter?" My mother's eyes widened, realizing her mistake, but her pride wouldn't let her back down. "You heard me. We all know Kevin had doubts about her paternity. Why do you think he's barely involved? But we accepted her anyway, despite the embarrassment to this family." I was speechless. Kevin and I had been married when Lily was conceived. There had never been any question of her paternity. This was a lie my mother had apparently been nurturing for years, using it to justify her emotional distance from her granddaughter. "Mom, That's not true, Samantha said, looking uncomfortable for the first time. Even she seemed shocked. Kevin never said that. He certainly implied it to me. Mom insisted. Why else would he abandon them? He didn't abandon us, I said, finding my voice. We divorced because we grew apart. He sees Lily every other weekend. You know that. Not for the past 6 months, he hasn't. Mom countered. Convenient that you leave that out. It was true Kevin had moved to Seattle for work 6 months ago, making regular visits difficult. We'd been managing with video calls and plans for summer visits. But Mom had twisted this normal co-parenting challenge into something ugly and false. I don't know what lies you've been telling yourself, I said coldly. But Lily is Kevin's daughter. And even if she weren't, she's my daughter. She's your granddaughter. And you've just shown that you don't deserve to be in her life. I turned to leave, but Samantha blocked my path. The smug look had returned. So righteous, she sneered. Saint Juliet, always the victim. But we all know the truth now, don't we? No wonder you're so protective of her guilty conscience. I looked at my sister, truly looked at her, and felt nothing but pity. You're so eaten up with jealousy and bitterness that you assaulted an 8-year-old child. What does that say about you, Samantha? It says I'm not afraid to take what I want, she shot back. Unlike you, hiding behind your daughter because your own life is empty and pathetic. My father finally stepped between us. That's enough, Samantha. Juliet, take Lily home. We'll talk when things have calmed down. Aunt Patricia appeared. Lily's in your car, she told me quietly. I'll get her backpack. As I gathered our things, I could hear my mother and Samantha arguing in heated whispers. Derek stood awkwardly nearby. I'm sorry, he said quietly as I passed him. I didn't know she was going to do that. I would have stopped it. I paused, studying his face. He seemed genuinely remorseful. But you knew she bought the clippers. You knew something was planned. He looked away, confirming my suspicion. I thought it was for me. She said she was going to give me a haircut to save money since... He trailed off. Since she lost her job, I finished for him. He nodded miserably. Things haven't been good, Juliet. She's not handling it well. That doesn't excuse what she did to Lily. I know, he agreed. It was wrong. I'll talk to her. I doubted his talk would make any difference, but I had no energy left for his marital problems. Goodbye, Derek. As I walked toward the door, my mother made one last attempt to salvage her illusion of a perfect family gathering. If you leave now, Juliet, don't bother coming back, she called after me. Family loyalty still means something to some of us. I turned one last time, surveying the room full of relatives who had stood by and watched a child be traumatized without intervening. Some looked ashamed, others uncomfortable, a few defiant. My father looked torn, as always. Family loyalty, I repeated. Is that what you call what happened today? Because from where I stand, loyalty means protecting those who can't protect themselves. It means standing up against cruelty, not enabling it. If this is your definition of family, then we're better off without it. With those words hanging in the air, I walked out, closing the door firmly behind me. In the car, Lily sat huddled, a blanket from the trunk wrapped around her shoulders, hiding her head. Her eyes were swollen, her face blotchy and exhausted. I'm sorry, Mommy, she whispered as I got in. I tried to stop them, but they were too strong. My heart shattered all over again. Oh, baby, this is not your fault. Not at all. You have nothing to be sorry for. As I pulled out of the driveway, I could see my mother and Samantha watching from the front window. For the first time in my life, I felt nothing but cold determination as I drove away from my childhood home. The time for appeasing toxic family members was over. Now, my only focus was healing my daughter and making sure those responsible faced consequences. The drive home was quiet except for Lily's occasional sniffles. She kept the blanket wrapped tightly, refusing to look out the windows. What if someone sees me? She whispered. There's nothing wrong with how you look, I told her, my heart aching. But you can keep it if it makes you feel better right now. By the time we pulled into our driveway, our modest 2-bedroom house had never looked more like a sanctuary. I don't ever want to go back there, Lily said. You won't have to. I promised. Not ever again if you don't want to. Once inside, Lily headed straight to the bathroom. I followed, worried about her seeing her reflection again. She stood before the mirror, slowly lowering the blanket to reveal her nearly bald head, running her fingers over the uneven stubble. "I look like an alien," she whispered, fresh tears welling. I knelt beside her. "You look like my strong, beautiful girl who went through something terrible today. And I'm so sorry I wasn't there to protect you. Why did Aunt Samantha do this?" she asked, her voice small and confused. "Why does she hate me? How do you explain adult jealousy and cruelty to an 8-year-old? Your aunt has a lot of problems inside herself," I said carefully. "None of this has anything to do with you. Some people hurt others when they feel bad about themselves. And Grandma called me a bad name," Lily continued. "Bastard child. What does that mean?" The rage I'd been suppressing threatened to overwhelm me again. "It's an old-fashioned, mean word that isn't true. Grandma was wrong to say it, and she was wrong about everything today." Lily turned to face me, her expression suddenly older than her years. "Are we still family with them? Do I still have to call them Grandma and Grandpa and Aunt Samantha?" "No," I said firmly. "Family isn't just about being related by blood. Real family treats you with love and respect. They don't hurt you on purpose." I ran a bath for Lily, adding her favorite lavender bubbles. While she soaked, I made 3 calls. First, to my friend Megan, a family lawyer. "They did what?" she exclaimed. "Juliet, that's assault on a minor. You need to file a police report immediately." "I will," I promised. "But first, I need to make sure Lily is okay." My second call was to Dr. Bennett, a child psychologist Lily had seen after the divorce. She agreed to see us first thing Monday. "Document everything," she advised. "Take photos. Write down exactly what happened. This kind of betrayal can be deeply traumatic." My third call was to Kevin, Lily's dad. Despite what my mother had implied, he'd never questioned Lily's paternity. Our divorce was about growing apart. When I told him what happened, he was furious. "I'm booking a flight right now," he said. "I'll be there tomorrow. Those people are never coming near our daughter again." By the time I finished my calls, Lily was in her favorite pajamas, looking lost. "Can I sleep with you tonight?" she asked. "Of course, sweetheart." As we curled up in my bed, my phone buzzed with messages from my mother, father, even Samantha. I turned it off without reading any of them. Tonight was for comforting my daughter. "What about school?" Lily whispered. "Everyone will laugh at me." "We'll figure it out," I promised. "Maybe you'll want to wear a pretty scarf or hat for a while. Or maybe you'll decide to rock your new look and show everyone how brave you are. But whatever you choose, I'll be right beside you." "I'm not brave," she said, her voice cracking. "I cried and screamed when they held me down." "That doesn't mean you're not brave," I told her, stroking her back. "Being brave means continuing on, even when you're scared or hurt. And you're the bravest person I know." She eventually fell asleep, exhausted. I lay awake, my mind racing with plans. No more toxic behavior. No more exposing Lily to people who couldn't respect basic boundaries. When the doorbell rang at 7:30 the next morning, I wasn't surprised. My parents stood on the porch, looking tired and anxious. My father held a large gift bag. "What do you want?" I asked, not inviting them in. "We need to talk," my mother said, her tone less commanding. "Things got out of hand yesterday." "Out of hand?" I repeated incredulously. "Is that what you call it when your daughter assaults your granddaughter?" "Please, Juliet," my father interjected. "Just hear us out. We brought something for Lily." He held out the bag. I looked inside. An expensive, blonde, synthetic wig. "You think this fixes anything?" I asked, fighting to keep my voice down. "It's a start," Mom said. "We feel terrible about what happened." "Do you?" I challenged. "Because yesterday you were defending Samantha and insulting my daughter." My mother had the grace to look ashamed. I was upset. I said things I didn't mean. Like calling my daughter a bastard child, questioning her paternity. "Those seemed like things you've been thinking for a long time, Mom." "I was wrong," she admitted, the words clearly difficult. "I'm sorry." Under normal circumstances, this unprecedented apology might have moved me. But these weren't normal circumstances. "Where is Samantha this morning?" I asked. "Is she sorry too?" My parents exchanged glances. "Samantha is dealing with the consequences of her actions," my father said carefully. "What does that mean?" My mother sighed heavily. Someone at the gathering yesterday posted the video on social media. One of Samantha's former colleagues saw it. It's spreading quickly, and the comments are not kind. The job interview she had lined up had been cancelled. My father added, "No company wants to hire someone filmed assaulting a child." A part of me felt vindicated, but another part was concerned about the video being public. "I don't want Lily exposed like that," I said firmly. "I want that video taken down." "We're trying," Mom assured me, "but it's already been shared hundreds of times." Samantha's devastated. Samantha's devastated? I repeated, my voice rising. What about Lily? What about the child who was held down and violated by people she trusted? "We know," my father said softly. "We know she's the real victim here. That's why we've come. Samantha needs help, Juliet. Professional help, but she also needs family." And there it was, the real reason for their early morning visit. Not primarily concern for Lily, but damage control for Samantha. "What exactly are you asking me to do?" I asked, already knowing the answer. "Make a statement," my mother said. "Say it was a family misunderstanding that got out of hand. Say you don't want this affecting Samantha's career." I stared at them, momentarily speechless. "You want me to publicly forgive Samantha to help her escape consequences for what she did to Lily?" "She's your sister," my mother pleaded. "Despite everything, she's family." "She held down my child and shaved her head while filming her terror for entertainment," I said slowly, making sure each word was clear. "And you want me to help her?" "Please, Juliet," my father said. Samantha made a terrible mistake, but this social media backlash could ruin her life. I looked at my parents properly, at my mother's manipulative desperation, at my father's conflict between doing what was right and keeping peace. I had spent my entire life trying to please these people, excusing Samantha's pranks, accepting my mother's favoritism, enduring countless small cruelties for the sake of family harmony. But watching them stand on my porch, more concerned about Samantha's reputation than Lily's trauma, something fundamental shifted inside me. The last threads of obligation snapped clean. "I'm not going to help Samantha avoid consequences," I said firmly. "In fact, I'm filing a police report today, and I'm consulting with a lawyer about a restraining order." My mother's face hardened. "You would send your own sister to jail over a haircut? I would hold an adult accountable for assaulting a child. The fact that she's my sister makes it worse, not better." "Think of what this will do to the family," she insisted. "I am thinking of family," I replied. "My family. Lily. The person who matters most to me in this world. We're your family, too," my father said quietly. I felt a wave of sadness then, not for myself, but for what might have been. For the supportive family I'd always wanted and never had. "You made your choice yesterday," I told them. "When you defended Samantha instead of protecting Lily, you made your choice very clear." "We're trying to make it right," my mother insisted. "No, you're trying to fix things for Samantha. There's a difference." I handed the gift bag back to my father. "Lily doesn't need a wig. She needs family who will love and protect her. If you ever decide you want to be those people, we can talk again. Until then, please leave us alone." I closed the door gently but firmly, leaning against it as I heard them talking in low, urgent voices on the porch before finally leaving. When I turned, Lily was standing in the hallway in her pajamas, her vulnerable, shaved head exposed. "Was that Grandma and Grandpa?" she asked. "Yes," I admitted. "They brought you a present, but I sent them away. I hope that's okay." She nodded solemnly. "I don't want their presents. I just don't want to feel scared anymore." I gathered her into my arms. "You won't have to, baby. Things are going to be different now. I promise." As I held her, I knew that promise wasn't just empty words. Something had truly broken yesterday. Not just between Lily and her extended family, but within me. The endless cycle of appeasing toxicity for the sake of family peace was over. From now on, our well-being would come first, no matter what. The next week was a blur. Monday morning began with a visit to the police station. The officers took photographs of Lily's head and recorded her account. "Will Aunt Samantha go to jail?" Lily asked. "I don't know, sweetheart," I answered honestly. "But what she did was wrong, and there need to be consequences, so she doesn't hurt other children." Next, Dr. Bennett's office. The child psychologist greeted Lily warmly, admiring the colorful scarf I'd helped her wrap around her head. That's a beautiful scarf, Dr. Bennett said. It brings out your eyes. Lily managed a small smile. After their session, Dr. Bennett told me frankly she's experiencing significant trauma. Being physically restrained by family, her bodily autonomy violated, filmed during a vulnerable moment. These are profound betrayals of trust. What can I do? I asked, fighting tears. You're already doing it, she assured me. You removed her from the situation. You're holding the perpetrators accountable. And you're getting her professional support. Now she needs time, consistency, and lots of reassurance that she's safe and loved. Dr. Bennett recommended weekly sessions and provided resources for helping Lily return to school. That afternoon, I met with Lily's principal and school counselor. They were horrified and offered immediate support. We can arrange a class discussion about respecting differences before Lily returns, without singling her out, the counselor suggested. Their support was a welcome contrast to the betrayal we'd experienced. By Wednesday, Lily felt ready for school, armed with new scarves and hats. To my surprise, her best friend, Zoe, arrived at our door that morning with a newly buzzed haircut. Mom said I could do it to show Lily she's not alone, Zoe explained, beaming. Lily's eyes filled with tears, but this time, they were tears of gratitude. She removed her scarf, revealing her growing stubble. We match, she confirmed, reaching for her friend's hand. While Lily was at school, I met with Megan, my lawyer friend. The police report is a good start, she said, but I also recommend filing for a temporary restraining order against your sister. Any judge would grant it. What about my parents? I asked. Unless they've made specific threats, we don't have grounds for a restraining order, Megan said. But you have every right to limit contact. You're Lily's mother. You decide who has access to her. By Thursday, news of the incident had spread. My phone rang with an unrecognized number. It was a reporter. The video has over 50,000 views now. People are calling your sister the haircut aunt from hell. If you want to control the narrative, I froze. The last thing I wanted was media attention. I immediately checked social media. To my horror, the video had indeed gone viral with hundreds of outraged comments. While the public support was touching, the thought of thousands of strangers watching her moment of trauma made me sick. I called Megan again. Can we get the video taken down? We can try, she said. But once something's online, I sighed, it's never really gone. That evening, I received an unexpected call from Derek, Samantha's husband. I wanted you to know I've moved out, he said without preamble. What Samantha did was unforgivable. I can't be married to someone who would hurt a child like that. I was stunned. I'm sorry, Derek. Don't be sorry, he said firmly. I should have stepped in sooner. I've known for a long time that Samantha's behavior wasn't normal, but I kept making excuses. Watching that video go viral was a wake-up call. I've been enabling her, just like your parents have. Before hanging up, he added, I've given a statement to the police supporting Lily's account. I want to do what's right. Friday brought another surprise visitor, Aunt Patricia, standing on my porch with a basket of Lily's favorite cookies and art supplies. I should have done more that day, she said. I should have stopped Samantha somehow. You were the only one who helped us leave, I reminded her. That meant a lot. Patricia shook her head sadly. It wasn't. Enough. I've enabled your mother and Samantha for too long, keeping the peace instead of speaking the truth. She took my hand. But that ends now. You and Lily have family who stands with you, who knows right from wrong. Her support brought tears to my eyes. Thank you. That means more than you know. The weekend brought more developments. Kevin arrived from Seattle, staying at a nearby hotel, but spending most of his time with us. Having Lily's father present provided another layer of security and normalcy. Together, Kevin and I took Lily to a salon specializing in children's hair. The stylist, Trina, examined Lily's uneven stubble. We can even this out into a cute pixie style, she suggested. Will I still look like a girl? Lily hesitated. The most beautiful, stylish girl, Trina assured her. When the styling was complete, Lily looked at her reflection with cautious approval. It's actually kind of cool, she decided. And it feels nice when you touch it. It shows off your beautiful eyes, Kevin told her. Sunday evening, as Kevin prepared to return to Seattle, my phone rang again. It was my father. Juliet, he said, his voice older and more tired. I need to talk to you. Not about Samantha, about me. About the ways I failed you and Lily. The vulnerability in his voice caught me off guard. Dad, I've spent my life avoiding conflict, telling myself I was keeping the peace when really I was just being a coward, he continued. I let your mother favor Samantha. I let Samantha bully you, and now I've let both of them hurt Lily. Your mother and I are in counseling, separately and together. I don't expect you to forgive me right away, or maybe ever, but I want you to know I'm finally facing the truth about our family dynamics. And I'm so sorry, Juliet, for everything. By the time Monday morning arrived again, exactly 1 week after the incident, the world felt fundamentally different. As I helped Lily prepare for school, adjusting her favorite beret over her new pixie cut, I realized we both stood taller. The path ahead wouldn't be easy. There would be court dates, therapy sessions, difficult conversations, and undoubtedly more family drama. But for the first time, I felt completely certain about where my boundaries lay and how far I would go to protect my daughter. The family patterns of generations had been broken, painfully but definitively. And from that break, something healthier was already beginning to grow. 3 months passed, bringing summer warmth and new beginnings. Lily's hair had grown into a stylish shortcut that she decided to keep. I like being able to feel the breeze on my neck, she told me. And I don't have to spend forever brushing it. The physical healing had come quickly. The emotional healing took longer, with weekly therapy sessions for both Lily and myself. Dr. Bennett helped Lily process her feelings of betrayal and vulnerability, while my own therapist, Dr. Monroe, helped me work through the complicated grief of setting boundaries with toxic family members. You're grieving the family you wished you had, Dr. Monroe explained. The supportive mother, the loving sister, the protective father. It's okay to mourn those relationships even as you build healthier ones. The legal consequences for Samantha had been significant. She was charged with assault on a minor, pleading to a lesser charge that included community service, mandatory counseling, and a restraining order preventing her from contacting Lily. The social media fallout ultimately worked in our favor. After the initial viral spread, public outrage led most platforms to remove the video as child abuse content. Samantha lost her new job opportunity and, according to my father, was struggling to find employment with her digital reputation damaged. She's finally facing real consequences, my father told me during one of our careful rebuilding conversations. Your mother still struggles with that, but I'm holding firm. No more enabling. My relationship with my father was slowly healing. He came by once a week to spend time with Lily, always respecting my boundaries. He brought thoughtful gifts and listened more than he spoke. I've missed so much by being passive, he admitted one evening. I don't want to miss anymore. My mother was a different story. She retreated into wounded pride and martyrdom, sending occasional texts about how painful it was to be cut off, but never acknowledging her role. Classic narcissistic response, Dr. Monroe noted. The healthiest surprise had been the strengthened relationships that emerged. Aunt Patricia became a regular presence, bringing baked goods and sharing stories from my childhood that painted a more accurate picture than my mother's selective memories. Your mother was always jealous of the attention you received as a child, she revealed one afternoon. You were outgoing and naturally charming. Margaret wanted that kind of easy charisma but never had it. So she focused all her energy on Samantha instead. That doesn't excuse what they did to Lily, I said. Nothing excuses that, Patricia agreed firmly. I'm just helping you understand the broken patterns so you don't repeat them. Kevin also became more present, scheduling regular video calls and planning his work trips to include visits. The trauma reminded him how precious and fleeting childhood was. The most profound healing, though, was in Lily herself. The terrified, sobbing child, hiding under a blanket, transformed into a more confident, self-aware person. 2 months after the incident, Lily asked to give a presentation to her class about bullying and resilience. Her teacher, Miss Rivera, enthusiastically supported the idea, helping Lily create a thoughtful, age-appropriate talk about standing up to mistreatment and the importance of bodily autonomy. Even if someone is family, Lily told her classmates, they don't have the right to touch you or hurt you. And if someone does hurt you, telling is not tattling, it's protecting yourself. Watching her speak with such clarity and conviction brought tears to my eyes. Out of such cruelty had come this unexpected gift. Her early understanding of boundaries and self-worth, lessons many adults still struggle to learn. Instead of attending the traditional summer family reunion, we created new traditions. Lily and I, sometimes joined by Kevin, or Aunt Patricia, or my newly supportive cousins Rachel and Michael, took weekend trips to the lake, had backyard movie nights, and volunteered at the local animal shelter. Family is who treats you with love and respect became our unofficial motto. On a warm August evening, as Lily's 9th birthday approached, we sat on our front porch swing, making invitations for her party. "Mom," she asked, setting down her marker, "do you think people can really change?" I consider the question carefully. I think people can change if they truly want to and are willing to do the hard work. "Why do you ask?" "I was wondering about Grandma and Aunt Samantha," she said. "Do you think they'll ever change?" The question pierced my heart. Despite everything, she still wondered about the family members who had hurt her. "I don't know, sweetheart," I answered honestly. "Your aunt is in therapy now, which is a good first step. But real change means acknowledging the harm you've caused, making amends, and behaving differently over time, like Grandpa is trying to do." "Yes, like Grandpa," she nodded thoughtfully. "I'm not ready to see them again. But maybe someday if they change for real." Her wisdom continually amazed me. "That's very mature, Lily, and it's completely your choice. You don't owe forgiveness to anyone who hasn't earned it. Dr. Bennett says, forgiveness is for yourself, not the other person," Lily said, returning to her invitations. "But you still need boundaries." I smiled, recognizing the therapist's gentle guidance. Dr. Bennett is very smart. Later that night, after Lily was asleep, I sat alone on the porch with a cup of tea, reflecting on how much had changed. The pain wasn't gone. The betrayal still stung. And I still had moments of rage when remembering Lily's sobs. But those feelings no longer controlled me. Instead, they had transformed into determination to build a healthier life for both of us. My phone buzzed with a text from my father. "Margaret agreed to start individual therapy tomorrow. Real progress. Thinking of you both." It was a small step, but perhaps a meaningful one. I wasn't holding my breath for a miraculous transformation, but I was cautiously hopeful that some healing might eventually be possible. The journey wasn't over. There would be more difficult days, more healing to do, more boundaries to maintain. But we were on a new path now, one built on truth rather than pretense, on genuine love rather than obligation. And that made all the difference. As the summer stars appeared above our little house, I made a silent promise to myself and to Lily. We would continue to choose truth over false harmony, authenticity over appearances, and love over loyalty to toxic patterns. We would remember that standing firm in your values isn't selfish, it's necessary. And we would never again mistake cruelty for care, no matter how it was disguised. Family could be a source of deep pain, but it could also be recreated and redefined. We were living proof of that transformation, growing stronger with each passing day. This journey taught me so much about what family truly means. I'd love to know, have you ever had to draw a hard line with your own family to protect someone you love? What did that feel like? And what did you ultimately decide? Tell me what you think in the comments below. I really want to hear your stories.